Good morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Anik Arifin bin Muhammad Zaid. You can call me Anik. My matrix number is A20A1483.
Hi, my name is Yap Shi En. You can call me Yap. My normal matrix is A20A2292.
Hello, good morning everybody. I'm Jessica Siswan here. You all can call me Jessica. My matrix number is A20B1385.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Hafizuddin. My matric number is A20A1493.
Okay, guys, before we go any further, we need to know what is animal testing. First, the term of animal testing refers to procedure to perform of a living animal for purpose to researcher into basic biology or diseases, assessing the effectiveness of new medical testing, product, and human health or environmental safety for consumer and industry products such as cosmetic, household cleaners, food additives, and many more. All procedures are even those classified as mild have the potential to cause the animal physical as well as psychological distress or suffer. Often the procedure can cause a great deal of suffering. Most animals has been killed in the end of the experiment, but some more can be used to subsequent animal experiments. Here is selection of common animal procedure. First, forced chemical exposure to toxicity testing, which can conclude oral force feeding, forced inhalation, skin or injection into abdomen or muscle. Second, exposure to drugs, chemicals, or infectious disease at level can cause illness, pain, and distress. Last but not least, genetic manipulations, such as addiction or knocking out one of the animal genes. So, what are the advantage, disadvantage, and effects? Someone can tell me?
I can tell you there are several benefits of animal testing. The first one is help with improving human health. With this practice, we can make sure that people will never be harmed with any chemical or toxin in cosmetic. Some scientists says that testing a cosmetic on animal before product will be introduced to the public is very necessary for the manufacturing process, or people would be using the potential harmful product. Second point is a great research. If that is testing cosmetic on animal is prohibited, it would be difficult for researcher or developers to make an educated guess about the safety of this product. As you can see, this method allow developers to conduct trial and error and learn more about supplying consumer the best good possible. My third point is on the test animal that are close to the human in biological sense. The composition of animal in entire similar to human beings, it was this suffice for research to use on tests and see how the beauty product works on the people, what there are certain inherent limitations to this practice is currently the best method until the medical technology has been developed. Furthermore, that's all.
Alright, thank you, Afix. So now I will share out some disadvantages for the animal testing. The first disadvantage for animal testing is the animal testing will cause the animal death. Life is precious. It is not only means for humans but also animals. There are different types of animal testing, for example, like basic research, genetically modifying animals, regulatory testing, and others. Although some of the tests are painless and the animal will return to the original place where they are taken after the animal testing, however, there are also some animal will get killed right after the test. In addition, some of the animal will suffer from chemical poisoning and any others possible injured which could force the animal to live in captivity for the rest of their life. Therefore, some of the countries has banned the animal testing, such as Sao Paulo, India, Turkey, and New Zealand. Besides that, another disadvantage of animal testing is costly. The cost for conduct or process on animal testing is not cheap. It may cost a huge amount of money. It is because there are some inevitable consumptions. For example, the cost for provide the food, shelter, and care to the animals that being the subjects to the animal testing. Moreover, the animal testing may happen several times, which lasts for months. It also means that the cost will be increased as well. For example, the company who used the animal testing to test their product before their launch will be costly than the company who used the in vitro test. Last but not least, another disadvantage for the animal testing is the result for animal testing may invalid due to the ineffective practice. This is because if the research or the other related technique that used in the animal testing is not proficient, it may cause the result or data become inaccurate. Not just that, if the result in the animal testing is inaccurate, it may also cause the result after the product launch to the market. And if there are any problems occur, it will affect the company had loss of money and reputations. Yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you, Shian. I would like to continue the effects of animal testing. Okay, first, typically facilities that engage in animal testing not only dispose of animals but also dispose of potentially dangerous chemicals, food waste, and a variety of supplies used during the testing process. Additionally, animal testing also heavily impacts water and air quality. According to the National Institute of Health, what waste from their animal testing facilities totaled about 1.5 million pounds from 2011 to 2013. In another case, a major pharmaceutical lab was responsible for producing almost 15 tons of animal waste in just 1 year. Since so much food is necessary to feed the millions of animals used for research, agriculture processes that harm the environment are also linked to the environmental damage resulting from animal testing. More startling, perhaps, is the fact that many animals do not survive the animal testing process and are subsequently disposed of in large numbers. This results in environmental exposure to toxic chemicals, disasters, and also other risks. In other words, the disposal process possesses potentially dangerous exposure to biohazards, including radioactive materials. I really think that animal testing is not necessary. Why? Because, like it mentioned earlier, chemicals and compounds are also adversely impact the human body, whether it's rashes or hives on the skin, upset, stomach upset, or dizziness. And the truth is, we already have a very good understanding of these interactions. By avoiding those chemicals and compounds, we can create consumer products without the need for animal testing. Many substances are natural cleansers that preclude the need for harsh chemicals. The same goes for cosmetic formulas. One trend that needs to be enforced in open sharing of information within industry. If one company recognizes that a chemical can cause adverse effects in humans, they should publish that information. That way, other companies don't have to test animals to see that same chemical react with skin, hair, and other inner body parts. Okay, there are also alternatives on animal testings. I would like to share a few. The first one is in vitro testing. Using human cells instead of live animals is not only a cruelty-free way to test consumer products, medications, and more, but also a more reliable indicator of how that product will interact with human beings. As being mentioned, animals don't have our exact biological makeup. A harsh chemical might burn red skin, but when it comes to human skin alike, it might not. Essentially, in vitro testing involves testing products on human skin or on human cells in a test tube or behind glass. There's no cruelty or pain involved with this. Scientists are able to see how human cells react to a product visually through microscope. The next will be research using human volunteers. Human volunteers can easily reduce or eliminate animal testing in clinical and lab settings. People are more than willing to help to find cures for diseases or to further the data source of information about the human body. And because humans have the freedom of choice and an understanding of why the testing is happening, including the effects, something the lab animals will never understand, humans are much better equipped to cope up with it. Last but not least is human tissues. In vitro testing is great, but testing human tissues can be more effective. We can see how many group of cells we have from different parts of the body react to chemicals and other products. Technology on this front is advancing rapidly. That's all from me. I would like to conclude where I believe we do agree that animal testing is not effective and it will not produce a very accurate and efficient result where it can actually produce a better results on human beings. What do you guys think about? Do you all agree with animal testing? I personally believe that animal testing is not fair for the animals as their life is also precious and they deserve to live a life and they have all the rights to be a part of this human earth. Suggestion, any feedback from you guys?
Yes, I think I disagree with the animal testing as well because the result might not effective to human. It is because the reaction for animal and human will be quite different by the drugs. For example, like animals and humans have the difference on the living environments, living habits, and other issue which may also cause the reaction difference. Therefore, I disagree with animal testing.
Actually, I'm not totally agree with your opinion, Kartika and Yap, because I think that animal testing is crucial for our growth of company, economy, and advance for technology. But we have to make sure the animal is suitable condition that can we do for experiments. That's all.
What about you, Afif? You have like to
From
say
my personal opinion, I think that even though I find the advantage of animal testing, but the disadvantages is more tragic effect for the animal. Besides, just like Katika said, that there are alternative ways such as in vitro, human volunteer, and human tissues that can be replaced the animal testing. And yeah, I disagree about the animal testing. That's all for me.
So we all agree. Our opinion is to disagree about this animal testing. Thank you.
thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.